Too many young people itch for what they want without scratching for it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Sacred G, whatever you want to call me, and today I want to talk about generations, Gen Zs, the laziness of the younger crowd, and this quote I just read is just by somebody with a very obvious, limited worldview. Okay, first of all, let's get to the basis, just in case if people don't know what I'm talking about. So if you ever heard the term that, or the back in my day, I never had these things when I was your age. I was outside eating rocks and eating shit and dirt all at the same time. I was outside throwing stones. First of all, okay, this argumentation of, the previous generations having, quote-unquote, less than the early 2000s kids, because that's where we are, is in the 21st century. And the funny thing is about this is that it is a very limited worldview, okay? And what I mean by that is that these people that bitch and fucking complain about today's generation is just asinine to me, and honestly is just very telling of the sort of life that they want to live. Mainly it's older people, of course, bitching about this shit, and a lot of it's not true. With just simple life experience, you can easily look at the history of life and human evolution, if you will, and just human advancement. A lot of these generations, older, your grandparents, if you have grandparents that bitch about it, mine thankfully don't, but the ones that do clearly don't understand how human evolution or human advancement, life advancement, works. They can't keep up with the times, is what it seems like. And it's funny to me because it's like, you had shit the other generation didn't as well. So you look at that and it's like, you know what? This is very pointless. And the reason I want to talk about this, because I've been seeing a lot of these, I haven't watched the videos, but I've seen a lot of these, Gen Z this, Jet suck cock that. And it's just funny to me, if you want to believe, it's just labelization at this point. It's literally zodiac signs. Zodiac signs are also a label. Being labeled a Gen Z is a fucking label, okay? It's a lazy way of understanding, quotes here, hardcore quotes, of being labeled lazy. You work for what you get, and to me, that's a lot of and to be completely honest, it's just funny, because you just look back at, life, and every time somebody says this, or they make a Gen Z video, and, the older, our generation gets things handed to us. That's a bunch of bullshit. Nothing was handed to me. Okay, I had to work for my vehicle. I don't have one currently, sadly, but, I'm working towards that. And that's the key point, is that, there are hardworking people. Surprise, surprise, even in today's age. Wow! I know! So surprising! We have all this technology but they didn't have, back then they didn't have anything that we have. Yeah, no shit. They also had the same advancement back then as well. They had machines to do the shit for them, but they didn't have, the advancements in computer technology. They didn't have, game consoles back in the day. And, that's just part of life. Things change. Things evolve. Every time I remember, okay, a little quick story is that I lived with a roommate for a while, a couple months, actually, because I couldn't tolerate him, but he would bitch about this all the time. And when I was leaving, actually, moving back home, sadly, because I couldn't get along with him, he was telling me all about how, the young kids don't appreciate what's given to them, which is another bunch of fucking horse shit. And to be completely honest, if you view life like that, you think that the current age is lazy and all this shit, you live a very limited worldview. You probably live in a fucking tube. And to be completely honest, there were lazy fucking people even back then. It's just they don't want to admit that because, it won't further my narrative of, me bitching about the world, even though you had advancements that the previous generation before yours didn't, as I said earlier. And it's just funny. It doesn't make sense to complain about this. It's just being labeled something that I don't want to be fucking labeled. I don't even consider myself a Gen Z. Neither should you. You should just consider yourself whatever your name is. That's who you are. You're not a fucking Gen this, Gen that. It's just funny because there were lazy people that got things handed to them even back then. Guarantee it, man. Guarantee it. Yeah, back then people may have had to work a little more, but that's because, that's how things were back then. Sorry, our generation can't seem to help out with that, but the funny thing is that it's just a lot of sad people bitching about this. Like, my roommate was a sad man. Okay, it's just odd, just an odd way to view the world and say this one categorize this one group born in this, certain, year and time frame or whatever the fuck it may be. It's just weird to be labeled that, in my opinion, or categorized as lazy. Things are handed to us like our pal Cole Hastings says, or thinks to believe.
Everything is handed to us on a silver platter.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I have to fucking remember that line.
Because probably things were handed to him when he was, growing up, that things are just handed to us. That's not true. As I stated even in that video, that I know and worked with people in my age, I'm 23, and even younger, that actually were good workers. It's just a limited worldview, So don't believe in this shit. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I see YouTube what's the word? I can't think of it right now. But YouTube's just really, like, there are these videos like, oh, Gen Zs or this, Gen Z here, or whatever the fuck it may be. It's just, a labelization, and I know I'm not lazy. There are times I am, for sure. I mean, we all fucking are. It's part of human nature, to be honest. I mean, why the fuck would we have made all these goddamn advancements in our time, like these machines to do the shit for us? Because, to be honest, we don't like labor. I mean, some people do. That's because work is subjective. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people just do it to make a paycheck, which, is something I don't mind. Because I have ADHD and I don't like sitting on my ass for, a long period of time. And, just don't. Like, if you have or know somebody, if it's a grandparent or whatever, and they're complaining about how they didn't have this and that before, in their time, well, that's too fucking bad. It's too bad. Cry me a fucking river, or cry in a cup so I could drink your tears, because it's just fucking asinine, and to me, it's just ridiculous that, people literally want to labelize a certain generation. It's probably actually more than likely because of the fact that they also were bitched at by people back before the 21st century rolled around. Oh, well, I didn't have this back in my time. Proceeds to shit his adult diaper. And who cares? I don't give a fuck what you had in your time. You've had advancements, back then, what was considered advanced back then. Like in the 80s, for people born in the 80s and even the 70s, you had fucking television. You also, which definitely the people born in the 30s or grew up in the 30s or were adults in the 30s and 40s, even before that, they didn't have that shit. The only people I would say that have a right to bitch about this are the people that, are dead, which were in the 1800s, because they didn't have nearly the shit that anybody in the 1900s had. Cars came out early in the 1900s, and I don't remember when planes, that's just me. But all in all I have to say is that don't believe this shit. If you see all these videos titled Gen Zs are getting lazier by the day or whatever the fuck it may be, they're dumb. I'm sorry to say it. You follow the herd, is what I like to say. Because if you want to believe this, that's fine, honestly, but it's a stupid fucking mindset to have, in my opinion. And it will actually the more you believe in it, you will actually act the way that these people say. And I've always known it was bullshit, because all you gotta do is just look at how things were. Like I said, people born in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s had way more advancements than fucking the people in the 30s, 20s, and the fucking 40s. It's ridiculous. That's all I gotta say on this. This video is fucking 11 minutes long. I apologize for that. Without further ado, this is Sacred G. I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, thank you guys for the views. I really do appreciate that. And the subs, like I said, 26 is like 1,026 to me. So I'll see you guys in the next motherfucking video. I hope this video made sense, because I was just mainly talking about generations. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. Goodbye.